What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I get asked frequently, pretty much every single time that I live stream. I get like roughly the same question, and that is this baby right here. What's the best farm for someone who doesn't play that much? And I can't express how many times I've said there's no such thing as the best farm, because if there was a best farm, everyone would do that farm and it would no longer be the best farm, right? Unless you're doing raw gold. But at that point, inflation will be so huge, so massive that it wouldn't really matter. Like, it wouldn't be the best farm due to inflation. You can make so much more gold farming like actual items than raw gold. So there can't be anything like the best farm. But I guess what's like a good way of making gold for someone who doesn't have that much time? Well, me personally, I don't consider myself a guy who has a lot of time to play the game. Some people think that I play like 7 hours a day. I don't. I usually play every other day, and that's when I live stream for like 3.5 to 4 hours. Besides from that, I take some time to like test out new spots and basically just make YouTube videos. But there's a lot of different ways you can approach the like making a lot of gold without using that much time thing, right? And I do believe that all of the methods are explained extremely well in the 0 to 10 million gold guide. I'm going to get into the points, like, so you guys don't have to buy the guide, but the guide does have a step-by-step basis on how you can make gold. It has absolutely everything, all the methods that I use myself. It is a great way to get started, because if you follow this guide, you will instantly know what's going to be the big gold makers on your realm, because you pretty much have to go through a good portion of the solid farms to test out on your realm what's good on your realm and what isn't, if you follow the book page by page, step by step. And you can get it for 50% off using code Shadowlands. But there's a lot of different approaches, and a lot of the different approaches is in the book, right? Like, one approach you can take to it is something that makes me roughly 500 to 700,000 gold a week without doing that much, and that is crafted transmog. It's a lot of steady gold, but it requires a lot of gold and time invested to get to the point where you're going to make a lot of gold, because you pretty much need to get all the crafting professions up to max level in all expansions, like tailoring, blacksmithing, leatherworking, engineering, you name it. Get them all to max, and then you have to get as many plants and patterns as you can, preferably all of them. But once you've done that, right? Once you've done that, all you got to do is recraft all the items. You don't want to farm specific patterns and plants and only craft those. No, you want to craft absolutely everything. You just buy the mats on the auction house, craft it into the item, and sell it for a profit. That's how easy it is. It's super easy. You're just going to restock the auction house. Whenever it sells, you just recraft, rinse, and repeat. And that makes me like 500 to 700k a week. And that's without doing like frequent undercut scans. That's just me posting the items for 48 hours, letting them expire, the ones that doesn't sell, and then I just relist them on the auction house and I check what I've sold and recraft that. And TSM automates the whole process, so it's very easy to do. However, for some people that is an option, because they sometimes have time to put in those hours, like during weekends and vacations and so on. But there's also going to be that age group that's like, maybe they got a family, they got kids, they will never really get the time to sit down and do all of that time investment and gold invested needed to get crafted transmog up and going. So for someone like that, I wouldn't focus on doing like fast selling current content materials unless you're in a pickle and you really need to get enough gold to buy a WoW token, because without a WoW token, you won't be able to play the game, right? Because if that's the case, just slam in all the hours you have and go for something that sells pretty much instantly, which is Shadowlands materials. But if you're like decent on gold and it's a month until your token expire, then I truly believe that the best way to make gold, if you're going to farm for the gold, is by looking at the older expansions and the markets within those, because they normally sell slower, but they give you more gold. Like, for instance, if we were to look at primals, right? Primal Air, Fire, Water, Mana, Life, Shadow, like they are all extremely highly valued now across US and EU. Like Primal Fire right here will be 100,000 gold in my realm. Primal Fire would be 120,000 gold because I can easily get 100 of them. That's in a group though. That is like you need to be in a group. But getting a group for these farms is not as hard as you think. Like you can join, for instance, my Discord that's linked down below. There's like 10,000 members on there, and there's always going to be someone that's willing to farm. And once you do find people to farm with, just add them to your friend list. Make that's a phone call. Hold on. Yeah, Studen. Mm-hmm. If I want to... Yeah, I did tell him about the 0 to 10 million gold. Yeah, I did mention Shadowlands code 50% off. Yes, thank you. Right, sorry about that. The next one is going to be Primal Mana. You get way above 100 of those in a group. So 399 each. Absolutely insane. But you need to have a group in order to farm these efficiently. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Like the Primal Water, in this case, would be roughly 25,000 gold solo by doing trash in Black Temple. But Primals and Volatiles is one of the best ways if you can have a group. Like Volatile Water, this is absolutely insane. You get over 1,000 Volatile Waters an hour with an efficient group. Over 100,000 gold an hour, steady. It goes off the auction house relatively fast. So group farms for older content materials, absolutely insane. Now, if you don't have like a group and you don't want to rely on people, maybe you only can farm like 20 minutes, and then you need to take a short break, and then you come back, you can farm another 40 minutes. You can't do a couple of hours at a time, and you don't want to rely on people, you want to do it solo. In that case, I wouldn't necessarily do Shadowlands, like what's it called, mining and herbalism, as I mentioned earlier. I would instead look at older content once again. Like if you look at mining, something like Cobalt, for instance, Cobalt bar, 50 gold a piece. It's a very good farm. One of my favorite mining farms is mining for Cobalt bar. Fell Iron bar, it's also going to beat like Shadowlands mining 9 out of 10 times. And then we have like Saronite together with Titan Steel. Like there's so many good old content farms out there, and people still need this stuff. Like even though like the sell rate on it is nothing compared to the Shadowlands sell rate, but it does sell. I mean, I've made numerous amounts of videos where I go from 0 gold to 1 million gold using only mining or only herbalism, 0 gold to 10 million gold, and I've made clean out videos on not only just this realm, but like multiple realms, low pop, medium pop, full pops, where I've shown sales of this stuff. And everyone that has tried it for a longer period of time, they know that this shit moves. It really does. But you kind of got to treat it like you're treating transmog. Like, you can't go out and only mine for Cobalt, and that's the only thing you have in the auction. I was like, yeah, Student, you suck, man. I'm not selling my Cobalt bars. No, you got to farm both Cobalt bar, Saronite bar, Titanium bar, Fell Iron bar. You got to put all of them up on the auction house, have like 7, 8 different types of old content bars, and do the same with herbs. With herbs, you should really focus on Whiptail and Ashira's Veil, though. That's what works out the best for me, has the best sell rate that is worth doing. So that's like my advice, and the same goes for the other profession as well. Like for skinning, there's so many good skinning farms in the old content that's going to give you a way higher gold per hour. Like if you have the time, I mean, if you don't have time for it, you don't want to do Shadowland skinning making 18,000 gold an hour. If you could do an old content farm like Cobra Scales and make like 70,000 gold an hour once it eventually sells, though, right? That's the thing. It takes longer to sell, but once it eventually sells, it's going to be 3 to 4 times higher gold per hour than current content. So it's definitely worth going for, unless, as I said, you're really struggling on getting a WoW token. You don't have like a monthly subscription that you pay off your like a bank account or a Visa card. Like you're reliant on getting the WoW token. In that case, you definitely want to do like just steady gold farms, current content, get fast sales, make sure you get that token, and then you start doing these slower sales, old content materials. So that's really my advice. Like a 10-minute advice. It's what I normally answer everyone that asks me on live stream as well. Just don't do the traditional thing of doing like these current content farms that yield you close to no gold, and as your competition is going to be 7 million bots, right? Go to the older content. Some bots are really clever, and they actually do bot stuff like arcane crystal, for instance, like casual stack of 1,050 arcane crystals. Like, it happens, right? It definitely does. Some people are smart about it, but there's so much more gold per hour to get with older content. So if you guys got any questions whatsoever, just leave them down below in the description. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you check out the 0 to 10 million gold guide, and I will see you all back in on tomorrow's video. But until then, bye bye.